What's up, everybody? Welcome to Squatch Sports, brought to you by Broad Spirit Care. All natural, homemade beard soap, beard oil, beard balm. He's doing this whiskey barrel, beard oil. I can't wait to see it. Hand soap, everything. All natural, handmade, and Winter Garden. Please check them out. Obviously, this is a Three Beers podcast production. I have Chris Pleasance, and the one and only JP2, Javier. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. I fell out of place with the beard, though.
Yeah, we got to get on that. We got to get you on this action, man. Although, I can't speak, but
that's happy.
I can't do the beard.
Well, I mean, we do the Three Beards podcast. We did the sports for a while. We had Javier on a lot. I just figured do my own show now. I picked a bad year to do it, apparently, because obviously my NCAA might not happen. Pac-12.
So you're saying this is your fault?
I guess so. Well, I hope not, because I can't live without football. But obviously, everybody, in America, obviously, seeing Pac-12 and Big Ten decide they're not playing. What does that mean for ACC, AAC, and SEC? Because Mountain West says they're out too, apparently. Not officially, but what are we going to do?
Well, right now you've got a pendulum swing where you've got the SEC and the ACC on one side, and you've got the Pac-12 and the Big Ten on the other, and right smack dab in the middle is your Big 12. They're meeting tonight at 6 p.m., so we might hear a little bit more. They're sort of the ones that are going to figure out who's in the majority there. But you do have the Conference USA on the plus side that want to play. You got the Mountain West, like you said, that they're out. There's a number of other ones that are in and out. But I know we talked about this earlier today. I made a map. I don't know if I can show it at all, but he's got look at there right there.
Oh yeah. Already prepared.
If you look there, this is crazy. If you look on the southern states, you can tell how important football is in the South. 99% of the colleges are planning to play in every one of those states. It almost looks like the 2016 presidential election here, but the only one that's not is Old Dominion, because they basically shut down for the year period. I think they were really having a hard time just fielding the team as the way it is. But, they play in Conference USA with those other ones. But look at the North. 87% are saying no to college football. And the ones of that 13%, like 6 of them, are actually teams within the Big 12, the AC and the ACC. You got Cincinnati, Iowa State, Notre Dame, which is really part of the ACC this year, Syracuse, Boston College, and Navy. All 6 of those are saying no, are saying yes to college football, but they're definitely the minority in the North and the West. And it always kind of seems like this is sort of the way politics are. You've got sort of the liberal left that are kind of pushing that are going with the wear your mask and this sort of get rid of college football, and you've sort of got the South that majority of people down here are kind of more. They're not as big about the mask and sort of your conservative right. But
it's the North, the Northeast. They don't care about college football, dude. Like I mean, being up here, I try to have college football conversations with people, and nobody cares. They just care about professional sports. You want to talk with them about the team formerly known as the Redskins, they'll talk about it. You want to talk with them about Philly, they'll do it. But when it comes to college sports, they could care less. I mean, we saw it when we went to the game against Maryland back in 2017. It's like, not only, the stadium was empty. We had a 1/8 of attendance compared to what they all had, but you couldn't hear their fans. And they're all looking at us like we're crazy. It's like, no, this is how you're supposed to be at a football game. So it's just that when it comes to not just football, but college football, I think the South is more invested in it. And of course, they're going to try to they're not gonna go down unless they're going down swinging. Yeah. It's such a weird situation. Of course, I'm shocked that the Big Ten and the Pac-12 backed out, but the Mountain West actually shocked me because you would think Boise State would raise a hand. It's like, whoa, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
I am here so that I can beat you all every year and try to get to New Year's Six Bowl. Like, you just took that away from me.
Yeah, it blows my mind, Hobby, that you're right. The North doesn't care. They're more hockey and they're NFC North. Your Vikings, your all those other teams and stuff. But the like Michigan and Ohio State, they have such huge stadiums. In Penn State, they're full to the rim every week and stuff. So I don't understand how that's possible.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense as like the vote that was 12-2. If it is indeed true that it was 12-2, I thought it was going to be more of a something closer, like a one decision. But when you're getting, and it made sense that the two that didn't vote in favor were Nebraska and Iowa, because when you look at those programs and you look at the cities that they're in, and there's like that's it, that's the economy. Like during the fall, and that's the economy, football.
Nebraska had like 20-something years of sellouts and stuff.
Yeah,
because there's nothing
Nebraska
else.
could field the most terrible team on the planet, which they are, and they're still going to pack the stadium because it's just in their blood. So it was not shocking to me that they said like they voted against it. It's interesting that they're saying that they're going to try and look trying to play a schedule, like they're trying to get like a grievance, I guess, if you want to call it that, from the Big Ten to try to play anyways. It'll be fun to see him again on like the Big 12.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem right now is how do they get out of the Big Ten? I mean, they can't. You think about the exit fee. The exit fee for Maryland a few years ago when they went into the Big Ten from the ACC was like $51 million. Now they got it negotiated down in the 20s and stuff. But you figure the exit fee for the Big Ten is probably going to be at least $60,000 to $70,000. I mean, 70 million. I'm sorry.
It's crazy. These teams are like printing money. It's
where would
ridiculous.
They go though? Where would Maryland go? They wouldn't do well in Big 12.
Now Maryland should stay where they're at. Nebraska can work in the Big 12, but I mean they will make $10 million less a year in the Big 12 than they do in the Big 10, because right now the payout last year was $55 million for the Big 10.
I mean, Maryland, if anything, Maryland should have stayed in the ACC.
Absolutely.
Like they had two travel partners that were within 3 hours, like 3 to 4 hours.
And they're more of a basketball school.
Exactly. They're more of a basketball school, which is a basketball conference. Like they went into the Big Ten because, the payout, it is they have the highest TV contract, like even higher than the SEC. But as far as like what it does for the fan base and nobody's excited about it up here.
Yeah,
like
the payout
about that stuff.
The payout for the Big Ten last year was like $781 million, and then for the SEC is like 720. So and not only that, but you've got, I guess you got 14 in both conferences right now, but still that's more for, like you said, more for the Big Ten than even the SEC. Yeah,
I think it came down to what was it, 57 million per school per program in the Big Ten, something. Yeah, something like that. And how UCF gets what, 3?
Yeah, if we had if UCF had their payout, I mean that's 10-15 times what they make right now. So
I mean the coaching salaries, facilities, you name it. It's like it's funny when people don't understand the disadvantage that the schools in the G5 are against the P5, and how impressive it is to not just be able to go undefeated, because going undefeated is difficult regardless of the conference that you're in, but then going in there and just beating up on the P5 programs who make more money than you and can hire more expensive coaches than you and can flash more expensive and nicer facilities for their recruits. It is a huge advantage. And we're talking from 57 million to 3. That's not even a contest.
That's half of what the SEC pays for their coaches. I know the Alabama coach now as assistant coach makes $2.5 million a year. So, but I tell you what, it's really going to hurt these small schools, this whole COVID thing, because they have lost a huge amount of the revenue. I mean, like probably 2/3 of the revenue. All that money comes off of these, going and play one game with somebody and taking $2 million check home with them. But
so, and I'm not going to pretend that I know this stuff about like accounting and all of that, but I'm pretty sure that there's got to be some sort of like legal way that they can claim the loss of revenue and all that. And they got to have some sort of insurance that is going to cover them for this, because like, what was it with the MAC? The MAC, like what was it last week? Like that was early.
Yeah.
Like, there was no rumblings about, oh, some schools didn't want to do it. No, it was like unison. They said, some of us lost 2 to 3 of our out of conference games with the Big Ten. It's like, we're out. And yeah, they do say that it's COVID and whatnot, and I do understand that COVID is bad, and that there's a lot of stuff that we don't know about it. But the main issue that drives college sports and sports in general is money and liability.
BYU went from 12 games to 6 games. Now they're down to 3 on their original schedule because they've lost 9 of their games from teams around that area.
Yeah, like I mean, nobody was shocked to see UConn cancel the season, right? Like,
did they still have a season?
Right?
So a team?
Like, I don't even know how they come back from that. Like, let's say,
It's an SMU death penalty.
Yeah, like a program like that, their best bet is just go back to FCS, rebuild. You have the facilities in place. All you have to do is, apply and get back into FBS eventually. But it worked for Temple.
Yeah.
They're best off like Maryland, just switching back to an old conference that's basketball only for the most part.
Yeah.
If you look at the map, I mean, it's all south, like Crispy said, and not just because I'm a UCF, fanatic, but most of or almost all of our teams that we play are in the south. So why can't we just run it? Why can't SEC, Big 12, and AAC just play this year? We're all in the same region. You want to be regional? We're right here. We're not.
Well, I firmly believe that the AAC, the American, is going to do whatever the SEC does.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I criticize Oresco and I don't like the guy, he is going to do whatever the SEC does, because if he doesn't do it, then the P6 mantra goes away. Right?
Yeah.
It's bogus. It's a fallacy if you do that. No, if you're P6, then you do what the P6 does. And that's being driven by the SEC. It was being driven by the Big Ten, but they are trying to, they're not trying to do it this year.
The hardest thing to figure out is the CFP. I mean, if these two major conferences are shifting to the spring, which is what they're saying tentatively, then how do you determine a champion? Because you got 3 big conferences playing in the fall and 2 in the spring.
Yeah.
Can you have a CFP at the end of the fall?
I mean, maybe there's no champion. Like I mean, the NCAA doesn't have a FBS champion. It's just the CFP. There probably won't be a CFP. And it's weird. It may just go to bowl games. Just
you have
go to bowl games.
If the Big Ten wants to play, and whoever split it, if you want to play in the spring, that's fine. You want to play in the fall, play in the fall. I just think it's unfair for the seniors. If they don't play, how are they going to have a chance to show off to the NFL coaches? It just is not fair for them.
Not just that. I think spring ball, to me, it doesn't work because the NFL is not going to change their schedule at all, which means that spring is for you to declare for the draft if you're an underclassman. So if the ACC decided, oh, we're going to play in the spring, Trevor Lawrence is going to say, okay, well, bye, because I'm going to the NFL. And if you knew for a fact, if you knew for a fact that you're going to play in the spring, then you have to tell your seniors, okay, bye now, because you have to work on the depth chart that you're going to have to work with for the season that's going to happen in the spring. And then it comes other issues. It's like, how much wear and tear are you going to put in these players in a 12-month spectrum?
I think another thing to think about is what's going to happen the next 2 or 3 weeks. You're going to start seeing transfers galore. If these 3 conferences are playing in the fall, these teams from the Pac-12 and from the Big Ten, they might start losing some players on a transfer. Now, you're not going to transfer a major quarterback, so like Justin Fields or something. He's not going to go to LSU, even though it's worked before, Ohio State to LSU. But maybe like a Memphis or maybe some of these other G5 schools, they can jump in real quick and get ready. But I really think they'll start losing some once these seniors see that, hey, I've got to wait till I'm going to lose a whole season, wait until the spring if it's going to happen at all. I'd like to play right now.
Because even if they are going to get the extra year of eligibility and they're going to honor the scholarship and whatnot, I mean, you have a plan. Your plan is you're going to be in school X amount of years, and then you're going to go to the league. And this is something that was completely nowhere in the plans.
No.
It's like you can't just say, oh yeah, but we lost a season because of COVID. It's like, no, dude, if you know, like, if you're good now, you're still good in December, unless you got hurt. Yeah. Simple. Like you never see a guy regress to the point that it's like, wow, this guy was a first round draft pick, and all of a sudden by December he's on the bench. That's usually an injury, something off the field or something like that. So all these guys, yeah, they're either going to transfer or they're just going to say, okay, well, I'm out. I have another year left, but I'm out, and I'm going to go to the NFL.
Yep. Even if you give, like McKenzie, give him another year of eligibility, comes back next year, that hurts everybody else. It hurts Dylan. It hurts all the other prospects because they're not getting an extra year eligibility. So that it's just a trickle effect. And all these underclassmen, they're losing the opportunity to show themselves. I don't think an extra year would make any sense.
So you give these guys another year of eligibility. Now you got 25 new incoming freshmen coming. You got 125 people on scholarship. I don't know if that's going to work or not. If it is, it's going to get really, really crowded on there. You're going to have a number 10 on defense and offense.
Well,
technically, you can look at it. It's like, hey, we're 3 deep everywhere, but that's still not. Yeah, it's still not feasible. I don't know how you can have. And I know that, stuff will happen. Like they'll basically come in and say, okay, well, we're going to grant you these scholarships. And then, over the next 5 years, we're going to take 5 scholarships out until everybody's even. And so that's fine. That doesn't change the fact that there's just, there's too many hands in the pot. Like you're going to have schools that are going to have 4 or 5, starting caliber quarterbacks and all these kids. It's with the new rules that they can just transfer right away. All you're going to see is just a sliding glass door and just a revolving door of transfers. It's just going here. Can I play here? No. Okay. Well, I'm going here. I'm going here. Kind of like, you remember Derek King?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're going to get guys that are going to be like, oh, I can't play. Okay. Well, I'm out.
I'm going to Miami. Yep.
Yeah.
Damn.
Another thing you about is this going to cause any realignment thing? I know there's a grant of rights that's going on until 2025 and stuff with all the exit fees. I'm sure that's going to probably slow things down. But some of these colleges right now, for the SEC, this is a great time. Let's say, for example, the Big 12 comes in and says we're shutting it down. The SEC swoops over and grabs Texas and Oklahoma in a heartbeat. I don't care what the exit fee is, you put them in.
And at that point, the Big 12 is bye-bye.
Yeah, it's done. You lose Texas and Oklahoma, you're done.
Yep, they don't exist without those 2 schools. Everybody complains about them, but they can't live without them because those are the only 2 schools that make money in the conference. And yes, I agree. If the SEC right now says, well, you know what, come on in, and we'll make you full members. All right, well, Big 12 is over.
Yeah, if the ACC and SEC plays, the Big 12 has to play, or they're really going to lose out in this.
Yeah, it's. And it takes me back to when you mentioned what's going to happen with the CFP and how are you not a Michigan, but an Ohio State, Wisconsin, who have been, in the CFP or have been close in recent years. Is how do you look at the season at the end and saying, that could have been us.
Well, at least the SEC will get 4 teams in the CFP they've been wanting to do so.
You're right. It's a CFP, so it's going to be Alabama, whoever Alabama beats in the championship game, and then Clemson and insert Oklahoma.
Our 3rd SEC team.
Hey, Ohio State might make it even if they don't play. Who knows? They might forget. It's we voted them in.
Oh my God! No, don't even start.
They say I got rest on Facebook today, talking about the whether we're gonna actually have a season or not and stuff. But this whole season has been unconventional. This whole year has been unconventional, so that we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, so many variables. So it's one of those things that when people say just shut it down. Yeah, it probably makes sense to shut the whole thing down. But we really don't want to. I'm torn between the fact that I really don't want to put anybody at an extra risk. Like players know that they're at risk when they play. There's chance of an injury. We mentioned CTE. So I know for a fact that players know that there's that chance. This is just like a little extracurricular. And I'm torn with the fact that I don't feel like it's fair that my entertainment it can cost somebody their health. But at the same time, it's like, what are we going to do?
Well,
what are we going to do if they say, okay, there's no college football? It's like, then what do I do on Saturdays? Like,
well, that's the NFL is hoping that this is going to happen because they are going to swoop in and start putting Saturday games on for the year. Nick Saban said the other day, and he brought up a good point. I cannot believe I'm even thinking about agreeing with Nick Saban, but he said that if these kids are at home, they're probably going to be more danger than they would if they were at our facility.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can see it. Depending the scenario, I can see like some kids are going to go back to like situations that are probably not as good as what they have if they were just in a dorm and going to practice.
Yeah, if they're going to party, send them to Rutgers. Apparently, that's a big deal there. So,
I think that if everybody would have at least agreed, they could have made it. They could have done the conference bubble, and just all the conferences say, okay, we're only playing, 8 games or whatever, and we're gonna have a conference championship, and after that, we're gonna go to the bowl. Like if if there's no situation with COVID, we can do that. They could have done that, but like when it became that, we're only going to play conference games, but we're going to play an out-of-conference game with somebody that has to come to our state to play it. It's come on, dude. You're defeating the purpose of like creating the bubble. That if the bubble's if the disease is in the ACC, then it stays there. If it's in the Mountain West, then it stays there. Like you're defeating the purpose by going outside of your conference to play. And the problem is like they dangle the fish in front of the FCS schools that need the money, and they say, yeah, we'll go get a beating like for $1 million, no problem.
I'll take a beating for $1 million.
Right? We all would.
Well, the funny thing is, like, for example, Syracuse, if they had to go down to Miami, they were saying that, well, you can go to Miami, but you can't go to UCF. Oh, it's the same state. It's only like a few hours away from it. Well, we can't. We have to play it in our home state. Well, you're right. What is that?
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything.
I said it. I told Chris, because he's a big FSU fan, whatever. I said, you know what? F this year. Let's make it a regional thing. Just make it a state thing. Let's make state championships. Give me Florida. Give me Miami. Give me FSU. Y'all want to talk all this? All y'all are better? Prove it. Let's make it a state year.
You've got 7 teams within the state of Florida. You've got Florida State, Florida, Miami, us, USF, FIU.
Dude, there is no – you guys – I talked about it. You guys ran. You had the opportunity to make $1 billion by putting Florida and UCF in the Chick-fil-A Bowl last year. And you sent – or the year before. You sent us to effing Fiesta Bowl. You had the opportunity, man, to make it this year. Give us all those teams. Make it a regional.
You put them in a round robin. Each play 6 games, and then you rank them from 1 to 7, and maybe the top 4 play.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Like, come on.
And one thing that could and should come out of this like situation with COVID and the seasons being canceled and all that stuff is if these schools were actually really behind like making football the priority that they seem to make it out to be, there would be some realignment. There would be some schools like right now, if you're Nebraska and Iowa, like you should be looking at, we don't want to be with these guys anymore. I know the payout is good, but we were probably better off, we're probably better off playing in the South.
Yeah, I tell you who's really going to hurt right now is these Title IX sports and stuff. Your girls volleyball, your softball. I mean, all these teams they rely on football completely for money. Football generates all the money for the entire school. Maybe basketball a little bit as well, but I think football and basketball are the only two that are even in the black. Everything else is in the red. Yeah,
depending on the situation, you're going to look at programs that are going to have to cancel pretty much everything but football, everything but baseball.
Stanford's already done it.
Everything but basketball.
Stanford canceled 7 to 9 of their sports.
Yeah, just axe everything except the revenue sports: basketball, baseball, and football.
That's terrible.
And it's terrible.
Title IX.
Well, we're gonna try to wrap it up here soon because obviously Orlando City's playing tonight. I'm gonna try to save my comments for maybe next episode when I bring more Tampa Bay fans on. Crispy, your team is Tennessee. Javier, yours is the Jets. Tom Brady, your arch rival for 20 years has left. How does that make you guys feel?
Thank God.
You say thank God. All I'm going to say right now is I hate my life. I don't want him. I don't eat him or Gronk. I don't want him.
Well, see, I actually like Gronk. I don't know. This is maybe the off the field stuff. I always like Gronk, but with Brady, it's like he never hid the fact that he hated the Jets and that he loved beating on the Jets. Like he was very public about that. So of course I got to take it personal. It's crazy that guy is 43 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably going to throw again for like 3,500 or 4,000 yards. Like he's got the receivers for it in Tampa.
He
definitely has the team.
But $60 million, I told everybody, I said, okay, we got the GOAT. I'll admit it. He's the GOAT on number status. But we should have drafted a young quarterback from college to learn from under him. We didn't do that. So now we just have $60 million for this old guy to throw a football to our best wide receivers.
Man. I mean, look at
you are loaded at wide receiver though.
Yeah. Like he definitely has a lot of weapons with Tampa. It's crazy because they never even drafted him to be, the quarterback that they were going to bring up. It just happened. Like, the guy just like, where was this guy all along? Oh, somewhere in Michigan. Like, okay.
Okay.
Sixth or seventh round pickup?
7th round, 199 overall. He was the last.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
He became
right now, when you look at with him leaving the AFC East, this is Buffalo's conference to lose. I will admit it. It pains me to say it, but it is Buffalo's conference to lose. I think the Jets have a shot.
They lost 4 in a row back in the 90s.
Yeah, true. Poor Jim Kelly has to at least see a ring before, he's not with us anymore. But with the Jets, the depth is there. It's just gelling. I think the Dolphins have way too many pieces that are new, and I don't know. The main problem that the Jets have is the front office and that coach. I wish could say different, but that's their main issue. Like they have a terrible front office. They have I don't even know how Mike McCarthy says, I'll coach you. And they're like, no, we want the guy that the Dolphins fired. That's who we want to get. It's like, oh, okay. But if we do end up, because we don't know if we're going to have an NFL season, that's going to be another one. It's going to work. If we're going by not having a bubble and looking at the example that Major League Baseball is doing, my guess is that some teams are not going to finish the season. And that's a decision that the leagues have to make. Like the MLS did that quick with Dallas and with Nashville. They said, you're too sick. Get out of here. We'll play with everybody else. And there has been 0 cases since. The NBA just got everybody there. Everybody, like the NHL, nobody has talked about the fact that the NHL has 0 positive cases.
I forgot they were playing, honestly.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were playing.
More thing outside of COVID, you always follow the money. If the money's that's the reason they're going to play some college sports. There's too much money on the table to be left.
Yep. Follow the money. Follow the money. Like you have to make money, and the other thing, and one of the things that I said, that I said when they started canceling, it was very funny how the schools were gung-ho about we're going to play, and then the players came out and said, it's like, well, we want to get paid. It's like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't expose you to this virus. It's like, dude, really? That's how you say, yeah, it's money. It's money. We don't care about any of you. It's fine. And that's fine. We care. The fans care.
Yeah.
And as long as they do right by the players, we'll support them. But it is money. Follow the money. That's what it's gonna end up coming down to. It is crazy that a conference as big as because now ESPN is gonna look at no, because their contract is not with ESPN, right? Big Ten is with Fox.
They got a Big Ten network.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're Fox. They're no. What are they?
I think they're Fox.
Yeah, I think so.
Because then you're gonna have Fox and whoever the other partner is coming up to the Big Ten. It's like, yeah. So about that money,
Yeah.
you did not actually play any games.
Exactly.
I totally believe these guys need to be paid money, but not $1 million in college. That's ridiculous.
No, there definitely should be some sort of stipend. It should be some, like, how much it is. I mean, we could sit here and debate like how much is right, how much it isn't, but the game has changed, society has changed, and yeah, the players should have some sort of compensation, especially when you look at the amount of money that the schools are making. Look at Tim Tebow's jersey, the number 15 for the Gators, still sells. Yeah. They still have it in the stores, like, and people don't buy it because whoever's wearing 15 now. No, they buy it because it's Tebow's jersey, and he hasn't seen a penny of that.
Get NCAA football back on like Xbox and stuff. That's all I care about.
Hey, talk to Jason. Talk to Jason because he got it on the computer. I know. Those have been fun, man. I've actually sat down and watched some of them. It's like,
I know, I have too.
Man, like, we're really gonna lose to Memphis? Really? It's like, oh, yeah. We did it.
Come on, Jason.
We beat them 2 times in a row. We lose to them on the computer.
Yeah.
I think we got like 2 minutes left for kickoff. Real quick, what if we do have an NFL? I'm sorry, if we do have a college season, how are they going to go about getting fans? Obviously, we can't fill a 44,000 person stadium. How are we going to do it, and who gets the first right? Obviously, alumni, season ticket holders, but how do you differentiate?
Lottery.
All the money.
So you would do season ticket holders first, and then lottery for everybody else.
Yeah, no, the lottery for the season tickets. You start with the ones that are bigger donors, and then it trickles down. And if you end up filling up after the second level of donors, then that's it. And I doubt that there's going to be like away game tickets or something like that. I mean, that's definitely not happening.
25% capacity that they're going to say. There's a bunch of schools that have already given out their limit as to how many they're going to have, but 25%. That's yes.
I mean, it's something. Honestly, like
it's something. It's something. It's really silly, like watching the baseball games now with the cutouts and the fake noises. I can't do this. At least soccer, you're used to watching it on like practice field, so it doesn't look too weird.
On the baseball, they had Weekend at Bernie's guy in the background.
I know. That was the Royals, right? That was really fun. It's like, okay, I would pay for that. All right. If it was me, I would have put something like that.
That's awesome.
But now it's not just that. If you're going to have the liability with the players, because there is a level of liability that we're got to look at with the players and COVID. If somebody gets sick and all of a sudden lingering situations, but that liability that you're going to have with the players to deal with that from the fans also, like it's just, I don't see it happening. Like one thing is like, taking care of the players that are in your team, but Joe Schmo that comes to the stadium and gets COVID and sues you for it. It's like, that's something completely different. And we are a sue happy society. Like we sue for everything.
I'll sacrifice it. If we can't have any fans in the stadium, you're going to play, just play. Do whatever you need to do. Let them play, please.
Listen, what we should do is if they play, we should have like live broadcast and just do like our own commentary.
Hey, let's like
watching. Just put a parental advisory because some words might come out depending on how the game is going.
I'll do it right here, man.
There you go. See, that's what we should do.
I would just sit here and talk about it. Got 14 minutes for Orlando City. Shit, dude, I'd do it all day long.
This is literally like this is the biggest game in team history. I don't care what anybody says about it. I know that people are saying, oh, the USL championship is okay. That was USL. Like, this is not a USL team anymore. This is an MLS team. This is the biggest game in the short history that the team has been in MLS. And I really hope they can pull it. Like, the fans deserve it. The team deserves it. I mean, they've been playing their butts off. It's been
rough 5 or 6 years. I mean, they haven't won a playoff game in their existence technically.
they never even qualified. I
Yeah.
think we got close 2 years ago, and everything just went.
I'm a slight bandwagoner because I didn't start following them until after they joined MLS. So that's what I think I commented on you. I think I was watching the last game it was the when we played LAFC, and LAFC scored. I'm like, it's over. I don't follow soccer as much. I'm like, it's over. And I said, you know what? Let me just sit back and watch this. And I'm like, I'm so glad I stayed and watched the rest of that match. Oh my God.
I watched the rest of the match basically like leaning forward like that and just not being able to move. Kind of like when we were watching with the UCF games this past Saturday. The Louisville game is pretty interesting. So we were at Jason Banning's house, and he put the projector outside, and we had like a big like projector and everything. We had a bunch of people. We had the kids from that the fan group called the Gauntlet were there. We had a bunch of our friends. I mean, it was a packed house. When it became 28-7, I left. I actually said, F this, I'm out. And I went and I got in the car and I turned the car on, and my wife came in and she said, do you really want to leave? I was like, no. So I walked back, and then I didn't sit. I just stood like and slowly as the game kept going, I just kept like getting smaller and smaller until I'm just like there, like elbows and knees, just watching. When Godfrey caught that touchdown, one of my buddies, he just started like grabbing me and like hitting my like, oh, I swear I had bruises for like 3 months.
Yeah,
it was such a crazy game. Like that game was the first time that I said we can do this. We can do this. This school can do this on a normal basis.
I tell you what, I don't care how many times I watch it, but that Mike Hughes 95-yard touchdown against the U.S.
Oh, dude, that was. I took because my Uncle Pat and Mary Ann were actually in San Fran on their anniversary. So it was me, Nanny Cakes, my mom, and I think it was Tara. And I took them to that game of all games, and man, they had the best time. That was the best game to take them to.
When I went back to work the following Monday, and of course I was all decked out in UCF stuff. Everybody in the building was like, "Dude, did you watch that game?" It's like, I was there. That was the greatest game I've seen. Oh my God! It's like, did I watch that game? Come on. But did you watch the link to the video that I sent you for that?
Yeah.
So that screeching sound, she's gonna kill me when I get out of here. That screeching sound that you hear, that's my wife losing it. Absolutely 100% losing it and not even being able to put it into words. So she's just screaming at the top of her lungs. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And you know how difficult it was to like have the phone and like look on the side and it's like, oh my God, we're doing this. Let me zoom out. It's like, oh, I got it.
It's the best, man. It really was.
Yeah, that was a great game. That was one of those games that, like, when I left, I said, you know what? If I never went to a football game after this, that's good.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
I'm good. It's even and like all the other games that I've watched, it's like, yeah, they're good, but like just the energy in that stadium for that, like Cincinnati, the energy was fantastic.
That was with 2 false starts or 1 false start and 1 delay game or something. That was the best, dude. We killed it.
Yeah. Like Cincinnati was fantastic for that, and just the whole thing. Like we got there, was it at 11 p.m. and then we stayed just around campus until college game day started and everything. So the atmosphere of it was cool, but that game against USF, that was just insanity.
No, we gotta stop. I'm tearing up. I'm gonna miss football season so much. We can't play. I can't do this.
It's so beautiful.
I cannot do this.
I'm glad I recorded all the games from the other day on my DVR, because if we don't have a season every week, I'm just going to pull one of those out.
Watch one
every Saturday.
I told Jason that he needs to basically just simulate the season. And every Saturday, we'll sit there and watch it, and I will scream at the TV like if I was like at the stadium,
Graphics
I
are
need something.
amazing.
You know, we all need this. Let's make sure the players are safe and healthy and all that. But please, 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 football gods, make this happen.
I hope he doesn't put a COVID, thing in the game. That'd be bad.
Oh, right. Injured reserve, and like it's got the injured list, the COVID list. So don't do that. Don't put that in the game, please.
Chris is going here. He still thinks FSU is going 12-0. We still owe him that haircut, but.
Are you guys interested? You have any drug testing going on, or?
We wonder with him sometimes. He still thinks they're going 12-0, but it's whatever. Well, guys, let's wrap it up. It's been almost 40 minutes. MLS starts in about 5 minutes. Guys, thank you so much for coming on.
Go City.
Plug away. I know, obviously, UCF One Heartbeat. Is it our One Kingdom? What is it, Crispy? I forgot. UCF
Knights Kingdom.
Knights Kingdom. And then I know, Javier, you have music you want to plug and some clothing line?
Well, I mean, if you like, for those that don't know, I do music. I'm a musician. I'm a singer, songwriter, etc. If you actually look up JP2 Guitar or JP2 on Facebook, you're gonna find all the links that you need. I got a couple singles out there. I have another one coming up now, hopefully in the next month or two, with April, the singer for Auditory Armory, which is probably one of the most well-known bands in the area in Orlando. So I'm super excited about that one. And man, I'm just excited for everybody that goes to Nike's Kingdom, UCF One Heartbeat. Just the Nike's family doesn't have a group. It's just we're everywhere. The more the merrier.
Yeah, any group you want to join, but those are the two main ones. Exactly. So. Yeah. Well, Chris, you want to plug anything?
No, man, I'm good.
Well, I know, obviously. Thank you for being a veteran as well. You're I don't know how many years in the Navy, honestly. So thank you for that.
Yes, thank you for your service, man.
Yeah. Well,
6
guys.
long years.
6. Yeah, that's a lot more than I have. So. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on.
And I always say it. I gotta hit you up. I gotta get that good stuff for this.
Oh, he's making
I want to get on your level.
We gotta start passing out the beers and stuff. Those are little fake beers. We'll get you some stuff though. I'll get in contact with Craig and Kelly and stuff like that.
All right.
But guys, thank you so much for coming on. We'll bring you on.
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully we have UCF Sports. So
yeah,
guys,
right.
have a good night.
All right, later.
Yeah.
Go Knights, go City.
Go City. A few more minutes. All right, everybody. This episode is brought to you by Broad's Beard Care. Local, homemade, all natural beard oil, beard soap. I repeat myself, man. I love it. He's making hand soaps. He has a whiskey barrel. He just bought a small whiskey barrel. He's making like a whiskey barrel kind of scented beard oil. I'm really excited to try that out. Beard soap. I got to buy some more of that. Or obviously, you got to check out our signature blend. It's a mixture of like islandy, smoky, fruity kind of stuff. I love it. It really is. You support us. You support him. A portion of the bottle you buy comes back to us. So please support him. Support local businesses. Another local business, Nanny Cakes, Central Florida, DeLand, Orange County, Daytona Beach, Volusia County, that area generally where she can get you out to. She is having actually surgery tomorrow, so give her a couple months, maybe late October. She told me November, right around spring, wedding time. So call her up for some, amazing cakes. Obviously, you see the ones on here: birthday, baby shower, any kind of cake you can think of. She makes great cakes. Like Craig says, out of state, she can probably ship it to you. Won't look as good, tastes the same. Check us out on social media, guys. Obviously, you're watching on Facebook. We're on YouTube, all podcast platforms. We're working on Amazon. Say Alexa, Siri, play Three Beards podcast or Ginger Sports podcast, or all across it, man. Check us out for merch. We have T-shirts, hats, coffee mugs, towels. I don't think the bean bag's still there, but please buy it. I still have a bet with Craig on that. Check us out at threebeardspodcast.com. Patreon, support us. We have Sticker of the Month Club. There's Three Beards podcast stickers. We have Ginger Squatch Sports stickers. Everything you can think of. Join that. Support us. We love it, honestly. Thank you guys again. Tune in tomorrow for the regular show, Three Beards podcast. We talked to Arlen about, I think it's some comic book, and then something else I forgot. But guys, thank you for watching. Tune in next Tuesday, probably 8:30. We'll talk more about NFL. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.